I ain't even gonna hold you. Look at the merchandise though. Check out the merch. The one person who ain't here. Look at this merchandise. Stop playing with me. Hodge twins ain't got nothing on this. This that BG shit right here. I ain't even trying to represent Barricade Garage when I step out like talking about it, but damn, stop playing, nigga. This merch. Official. Official. The merch is official. And I'm about to come up with a promo code all of a sudden. Stop playing with me, man. The merch game is official. Oh my goodness. Man, look, I'm not even a fan of my own channel, right? Nah, listen, I'm not even a fan of my own channel, right? But because I don't want to just have Barricade Garage paraphernalia and people check out the channel. They're like, let's go see Barricade Garage, what that's about, because the dude had it on his truck or he had a shirt that said it, and then they get here and I'm just talking shit. So I ain't even trying to represent Barricade Garage like talking about it, but damn, my goodness. And that's how I know I done put on some muscle, because this shit used to fit loose on me. This the biggest size I had. This like a 2X. I had to check the tag. I'm not sure if it's a 2X. Maybe it's a 1X. They were grouped up because I forgot these. I didn't forget these were in my closet, but I forgot these were in my closet. Because of how my wife put them together in the closet. All of them was on one hanger. Because I only got like 6 left. And my wife put them all on one hanger on some calamari method shit. And then put like a little plastic bag over it and just right there at the end. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I was going through the closet because I was about to put my hoodie on with the W on it. And then I was like, man, fuck all that. Where the fuck them Barricade Garage hoodies at? So that's when I went and caught this thing. Man, this shit clean as a bitch. Fuck is you saying? And this shit my favorite colors, green and black. Stop playing with me, man. Stop playing, man. I'm shitting on the Hodge twins right now. Hodge twins, I know y'all ain't here. I'm shitting on you right now. Merch game official. And this shit smooth too. Oh my goodness. I forgot they good quality. I forgot how much I paid for them. I didn't forget because I paid some shit of money for them, right? And I got this shit done locally. So I actually paid a printing shop. This ain't no Teespring shit. Nah, this Virginia's finest right here. This shit was made right here in Virginia. Yeah. Look, I don't even have this Jeep no more, man. But damn. Jake break. Damn, I feel swole in this bitch. Damn, I look good. You feel I look G-double-O-D good. Damn, I look good with this on. This shit make me want to put on something nice. Fire sale, huh? Nah, but shout out to the fire marshal though. Working out or just working? Oh, me. Nah, I don't work out. I just work. Yeah, I haven't lifted weights in a long time. It's been years. When I do work out, I just get big as shit. And that shit just doesn't make any fucking sense. Some people, they gonna chalk it up to genetics because my mom big as shit. That's where my sister get that shit from. But my mom taller than me. And my brother's taller than me. But we built like tanks for real. So, I don't know. People gonna say it's genetics. But I don't really have to do much. I could do calisthenics and bulk up. That shit is unfucking real. A lot of people, they gotta go hit that weight pit or they gotta go to the gym and deadlift and do all that extra shit, man, I could do straight calisthenics and really get on some cut shit, but just on some bulky shit. That shit crazy. I don't even work out. The job market crazy out here. I said I might start a business back up. Man, you better go start you a business back up. You better go start a business up. You better figure out what service you want to provide for people and execute that shit with utmost efficiency. You heard? That shit out here and the money out here and it's yours for the taking. You can do that shit. I got an Amish education and I'm doing this shit. Stop playing with me, man. This merch on fire, man. Cookies, van, bulk you up as well. Man, listen, because I done got older and I done put on, like, if you look at my videos from 5 years ago, obviously I done put on some weight. I done got older, but that shit ain't nothing for me to just cut that shit up real quick. Any flab on my body or anything like that. My arms gonna get big as shit regardless. It don't matter what I could do straight leg day Monday through Friday and my fucking arms gonna get big. Man, y'all climb on in, man. The good old days, your skits age like fine wine. Yeah. This shirt also remind me of my outro song too. That shit was a straight banger. Shout out to Cicelo Productions, man, my brother. We did time together. He made that. People kept hitting me up. They was like, yo, where you get that beat from? When the outro, when your skits end, where you get that? Who beat is that? I'm like, man, that's for me. That's my homie beat. He made that for me, like from scratch on the machine. Like he was like, all that shit, everything, like all that shit right there. And hit a nigga up, was like, yo, this sound right to you? And that shit came in. The shawty came in, Cicelo Productions. That was his ex-girlfriend. She came, Cicelo Productions. Then the first beat drop in the drum line, and then like 4 over 16 measures later, that when the bass came in. I told him I was on the phone. I said, man, this beat cold as ice. That's what I felt. I felt chill. I was like, man, this beat cold as ice. Not only is this beat cold, this shit matched the shirt. But this ain't about me. This about you guys, man. Y'all climb on in. And my shirt's not for sale, so I don't even know why I'm telling y'all this. You cannot go anywhere and buy my hoodie. So, yeah. But still, you gotta admit, man, my shit... You gotta admit, my merch cracking harder than the Hodge twins. You gotta admit that. Is that hoodie battery powered? No. I saw that hoodie at Target. You damn sure didn't. You saw this hoodie at Target. Somebody owed me money. Hey BG, the Dread has arrived. Oh, what's up, Zach M, aka Zach the Dread? I'm glad you got the Dread. That's what's up. How do you order the hoodie? Contact info. You don't order this hoodie. I'm not selling no merch. I've never sold merch a day in my life before. But on cheeseburgers, I want to share the joy of owning this hoodie right here with you guys. But I just don't do all that shit. And I don't do third-party payment processors and all that extra shit. And I don't trust people with my address for real, for real. I want all my cash coming to me. I don't want it going to no third-party person so you can get it and you send it to them and then they pay me direct deposit. Nah, because I'm not reporting none of that income to the IRS. Nah, I want all that shit coming straight to me, and I don't trust people with my address, so that shit really gonna be hard to do. You feel me? I don't need niggas popping up in my front gate on some you've been served shit. I don't play that shit, son. This ain't Idaho, nigga. This Virginia. The niggas bout that shit in Virginia. I don't know what the fuck going on in Idaho, but niggas don't play that shit down here in Virginia. So to avoid the bullshit, we just not gonna go that route. My hoodies can be in your heart though. So you should still send me money and my hoodies will be in your heart. You can wear them inside your heart. You can wear my hoodie spiritually. Diddy is a distraction from Bad Boys 4. I'm not even excited. I seen the trailer. I didn't even get excited about the new Bad Boys movie. And then, yeah, the title is Bad Boy Revolt SD because that's my first stand-on lawnmower. It's a zero turn that you don't sit down on. You stand up on. That's what you're going to see a lot of the lawn care professionals using. With various makes and models. Like Gravely, the Toros, the Skags, you know, so, but yeah, that's, and that stand-on mower you see in the thumbnail, that shit cheap too. And that one only got 50 hours on it, and I paid 3,000 cash for it. I ain't gonna tell y'all how much a nigga sell it for, but I paid 3,000 cash for it. But you can pick one up brand new for like under $7,000. Now, if you want a Toro, similar size, a comparable model, you're gonna be looking at like $9,000. So Bad Boy is really affordable as fuck. I know 6,000 doesn't, 6 to 7,000 doesn't sound affordable, but that shit affordable as fuck. But yeah, I go ahead. I feel so good in this fucking hoodie right here. I go ahead and give y'all specifics. I paid 3,000 cash for it. Went up there to Baltimore. I went up there to Edgewood, Maryland, and that was the day the bridge collapsed. And I thought I was gonna be stuck in traffic, but that shit just rerouted me through Timonium, Cockeysville, all that shit. I went around that shit and then shot up 95 going towards New York. Yeah, I was like, hell yeah, I'm coming for that. Yeah, keep that, hold that. Wait right there. Nice little drive out there. Any new movie will just be a woke version of the original. Yeah, I don't even give a fuck about Bad Boys. I kind of give a fuck about Godzilla X Kong, and that drops today in theaters, supposedly. Well, it's people already talking about they already saw it, but it come out in theaters today. So I was thinking about taking the wife up there to go see it, because we saw Godzilla -1 in theaters, and I want to give the legendary MonsterVerse Godzilla the same opportunity and get the same experience. But I'll wait till it's streaming somewhere. It'll be streaming somewhere, sure. I'm sure it'll be on Max in like 1 month. Buy a snapper, they are cheap and last. I don't just buy things to buy things to try. I don't just do anything. I it has to hold its value real good. And stand any well, pretty much any stand on mower holds their value better than a sit down mower. Lawnmowers in general, zero turn lawnmowers in general, they hold their value better than trucks. So you can pick one up for say $8,000, put 200 hours on it, and still get like a good 6,000, 7,000 for it. Real shit. Some brands hold their weight better than others, like Ferris. The same company that owns Ferris owns Snapper. Snapper and Ferris owned by Briggs and Stratton. Got the little plant up there in New York, but Snapper just doesn't do as good as Ferris. So, and then that shit, the resellability of it, I wouldn't fuck with it. And I don't just pick up anything. I throw bread at shit that looks good. That shit gotta look good, because that's the first thing people gonna see before they even get ready to engage on any type of dialogue with you about picking it up. And I don't want to have to go through a whole bunch of hoops and do a whole bunch of shit to the mower and get it and do all that shit. Nah. When I go pick something up, the only thing I'm doing to it, I'm gonna pressure wash it, blow dry it. That's a fact. Changing the oil, brand new fuel filter, brand new engine air filter. And if it needs some little odds and ends here, like say like a fuel filter, well, I do that anyway. But if it need, like, I make sure all the air in the tires is up to the spec. If it need a new seat, I'll do that. That's pretty much it. Like, I don't pick up shit that's look fucked up cosmetically. I don't see how people can live stacked on top of each other like that. City folk are a wild bunch. Shout out to the Europeans. They're credited with having the first cities. Well, actually, to be more specific, it was Italy, where people just started living on top of each other. So the Europeans were really into that. And, you know, that was the bragging point of a lot of Europeans for a long time. Whenever it came to any type of supremacy over any other race, it was like, what cities have you guys built? Now it's like the white folk, they don't even want cities no more. They want to live like the fucking bush people they were just talking shit about 5 years ago in Africa, just goat herding. Y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want. Jake Brick, shout out to my hoodie. And shout out the white trash. I see you. Big hugs. Is LimeWire still around? Hell no, but that shit take me back to the early 2000s. I basically burned the whole Nellyville album, the whole Country Grammar album through LimeWire. Piracy like shit. Fuck is you saying? Piracy, like, we was all a bunch of fucking pirates. Remember when Dilemma came out with Kelly Rowland and Nelly? Burn that bitch. I was selling them shits. I go to Walmart and get the 50 pack of blank CDs for like $5. Maybe it was like $3.39 or some stupid shit like that back then. And then I go take requests from all the homies at school and all the girls and shit. And they'd write down, I'd be like, yo, it can't be no more than 10. They'd write down all the songs they want on a CD. I go home and burn them bitches, had a computer tied the fuck up. And that shit have take like a good 40 minutes to an hour for one song. And you just sit there watching the shit just download onto the, you'd be like, shh. And then too, when you went to go burn it, when you got on LimeWire, you couldn't just click on the song, you had to listen to it. You guys sit through if the song 2 minutes, 42 seconds, you guys sit there for 2 minutes, 42 seconds. Cause I done burned a couple CDs, I clicked on the song, made sure it download, but didn't pay attention, that bitch said 1 minute. And people get their CD, they're like, yo, the song I like, that shit, just half of it, where the rest of it? I'd be like, oh, that bitch ain't burned. It was like LimeWire gave me a faulty copy of that shit. I put that on the album for my bad. Your Gorilla cart look upset. Yeah, that's because there's no holes in it. So I put it in flip mode. So when it rains, the water just doesn't pull up in it. Cause it'll pull up in there and won't leave. That shit airtight. That shit, if you put water in there, it's not leaking. That'll be a great cooler. Damn, I'm old. I remember watching my sons record their favorite songs with cassette tapes sitting on the floor in front of the radio. Yeah, your sons are old. I don't ever remember doing that. I'm a LimeWire baby. Yeah, I'm a LimeWire baby. I don't even... cassette tapes were around, but... we had cassette tapes and shit like that. But no, I mean... Like, even in 98, like, I was 8 years old with a Sony CD player. So, but I remember cars used to have a cassette tape slot. Like, I remember all that shit. I just never really fucked with cassette tapes like talking about it. But yeah, I remember that shit. It's just when I was really old enough to start paying attention to music and how it was dropping and the format it came out in, everybody was doing compact disc. I think you and your wife are being lazy by not selling merchandise to your loving fans. You make me sad. This ain't got nothing to do with my wife. This all on me. My channel ain't got nothing to do with her. Yeah, I'm lazy. Don't put my wife in that. She don't have no say so on this channel whatsoever. She not even allowed on the internet. Yeah, y'all talk that shit. I live that shit. Y'all talk that. Women allowed on the internet. My wife ain't allowed on the internet. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, she just doesn't. She doesn't choose to do the internet thing. So she has no say on this channel for you to sit up there and be like, yeah, she lazy. But yeah, you're right. I am lazy. I don't feel like doing all that shit. You're absolutely right. That is just too fucking much for too little profit. And then still got to pay the IRS at the end of the year. Because they log in all that shit computerized. No, thank you. Then Teespring, I told y'all when I started YouTube and Teespring hit me up and was on some Teespring, it was another company, they had better rates. But Teespring was on some, everybody was using Teespring. Basically all your favorite YouTubers and online personnel, they was using Teespring. And what happens is you can make merch without even making merch. You just send the design in, or you go to the template and clicking on the hoodie, click what level of hoodie, good quality, bad quality, shitty quality, I don't give a fuck quality. And then they house it in the warehouse. You never touch it. You don't even touch the merchandise you sending your people. This shit ain't got, and then Teespring, they give you a percentage of the sales. And that's how Teespring make their money. I'm like, oh, fuck no, fuck no. That's why I went to a local shop, and the people around here, this shit was more, when I was on some auto repair, I made this when I was doing auto repair. And this was more for advertising than it was for selling as merchandise. I made the conscious decision to say, instead of putting on somebody else's hoodie, I'm gonna wear my brand hoodie so that when I walk around, people be like, oh, Barricade Garage, let me hop on the phone, let me check that out. So it was more for advertising than it was for me selling them. I made like 15 hoodies, and I gave them to my family. Like, you see somebody with a Barricade Garage hoodie, they family. Like, they know, you can walk up to them and be like, yo, you know Barricade Garage? They gonna be like, yeah, that's my nephew, that's my brother, yeah, that's my son, yeah, that's it. So I was going about it that way. I never really wanted to sell merchandise. What do you know about pull-out cassette decks? I don't know shit about that. You sound old. There's a lot of old people in here. I don't know. When are you putting veggies in the ground? I'm in Virginia too, and I'm trying to get a jump on things. Well, first of all, MateScat 44, shout out to you, and shout out to our great state, Virginia. May God bless Virginia and no place else. Second of all, throw them bitches in the ground. Go get you some seeds, shake them bitches up, and scatter shot. 7-Eleven with it, like you at a dice game. Nigga just, yeah, nigga, let them shits do what they do. Don't they? And third of all, don't take gardening advice from me, because I'm on some 300 shit. I'm on some, I'm not even gardening this year, and I'm gonna have Spartan watermelons. I don't even give a fuck. Whenever I feel it, whenever I'm moved to do so, that's when the fuck they going in the ground. I don't give a fuck about looking up when the last frost is, or when it's time to put them bitches in. I don't know, and them bitches going in. What up, little baby Ozark? Little baby Ozark, $50 hoodies, and there's no profit. That's why people do the Teespring. They making like shit, $20, $10, $20. That's why them shits be so high. Like, I know them God bless me hats that anomaly be, with Jesus loves me hats that anomaly be selling. Like, I could imagine, I haven't looked it up on his online store, but I'm pretty sure he probably only making like between $10 to $20 each sale. But the hat gonna cost you like 50 bucks or something. Like 50, 60 bucks. I don't know what the fuck. I'm just not into, I'm just not a I don't do that. I'm a merchant, but I don't like online. This shit just never been me. But truthfully, selling merch is a family business. I know, I see like Nova Rockefeller and Tom McDonald, I see them niggas. Like the Hodge brothers, I see them niggas. Everybody is selling merch. I see them. see him. Ben Shapiro and his wife, I see them too. It's just like a family thing. Ben Shapiro, I wouldn't be selling sheets, man. That shit just moist as fuck. This is absolutely moist. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Like, you selling sheets. Like, you in the thread counts and all that shit. This shit just so feminine. That shit moist. I sell little hats before I sell sheets. Like, it should just make more sense. I'd be like, you get absolutely, if you order online right now, you get half off a little hat. For each little hat you buy, you get one half off. I'm not selling sheets. Shit just gay as hell. You up there sitting up there selling sheets and shit. I sell you niggas little hats. I sell you niggas yarmulkes. I sell you egg-headed niggas yarmulkes with the stretchy band on it, so it can fit over the hook in your head. Hell yeah, what I want to do that? You better go start you a business, nigga. Something I'm thinking about starting a business. You better stop thinking and go do it. I haven't even worn one of these in a minute too. It been like 3 years since I worn one of these hoodies. Maybe 2. It probably been 2 years since I worn a hoodie. My hoodie. I'm just so not into myself in that manner. It's just so not. But damn, this shit look good, man. My goodness. And I can't stop touching it. It feels so smooth. This shit good. I forgot I got the highest quality of material they had. I spent a grip on these shirts too. Well, I mean, I had shirts too. Matter of fact, I still had some shirts. I spent a grip on the shirts and the hoodies. Of course, the hoodies cost more. But I think I dropped like 500 for like 20 of them or some shit like that. This shit was crazy. But I was on my local shit, and my folks up the road, they made this shit. So this shit Virginia made. This shit ain't shipped over here or made in no sweatshop. It's actual Virginians that stitched this shit together. Well, of course, wherever they got the material from. And then they did the whole print and label thing. All that shit, man. Wrangler Star be talking mad shit about East Coast dudes. He basically says East Coast men are bitches. Yeah, I don't like Wrangler Star. Hannity sells sheets too. What is with these creatures? You know he ain't sleeping on $30 sheets. Man, that shit just stupid. Like, you sell a bunch of guys sheets and then wonder why they act like bitches. And wonder why they act like a bunch of Wrangler Stars. Fucking retarded. You got any nagging injuries that keep you from doing certain stuff? Hell no, but those days are coming. I'm not a fool. We all get old and go through shit. We all get old and go. We all gonna have health issues, man. That's why it be some young folk. They act like they just gonna live forever in the condition that they in. They act like they still gonna be waking up with that pep in their step 40 fucking years from now. You feel me? So that's why I like mature women too. Like mature women, they gonna keep you in your that state. They know, they be knowing. And then too, man, as men, we be dying like shit. Cause don't act like you ain't noticing. Don't act like you know your dad died before your mom, like your mom's still around, but your dad died. Everybody I know, the dad died, they mom still here. Still going the fuck on. That's it. Like, man, we be on one. We be doing the fuck out one, man. That's why I feel like women do need to be doing more things. And when my dad died, my mom told me, I'm so glad. She came to me. She said, I'm glad your father helped me out with certain things and helped me understood certain things. Like when he was working on the car, he'd call her out there, even though she wasn't even interested. She never really had to work on shit, but he'd explain what the fuck he was doing, oil changes, certain things to look out for. Every time they went to the dealership or went to a shop, he was right there just so she would know. Because as men, we ain't always going to be around. There's going to be a day where shawty, she just going to be left on her own for real. Unless you got son, like with sons, of course, but man, sons, they move away, have families, and it's just like my mom, like she really, like she's not just the older lady that people think. She knows some shit. But yeah, man, we be dying. Man, we're guys and we die. That's pretty much how that goes. We always die first for real. We be dying first like shit. But yeah, man, that health shit, that shit gonna come. That shit come for everybody. Like even when I look back on my parents, I'm like, cause my mom was having thyroid issues and shit, and my dad was right there with her. But it's like women will go through certain things. Like women that had like an underactive thyroid and gain a whole bunch of weight and don't know why type shit. And then go to the doctor, have to get on a certain diet and do different things to try to straighten themselves out. Whereas men, it'll be something like a fucking stroke or just something out of the fucking blue or just some wild shit pop up and the health is just here to here. Shit, like not even no gradual decline. It's just was here. I'm like, damn. We're like, damn, what happened? Like, oh, he went ahead, had a heart attack. You know, you got Pops, he done had a stroke. He stroked the fuck out. Your mom's still there, gotta feed him and shit, giving him his meals and shit. Or he done had a doctor's visit and went to go get a checkup, and the doctor told him he got colon cancer. Now they had to pull your dad colon the fuck out, you know, give him a fucking colostomy bag. Now your mom dealing with that. It be shit like that going on, man. You feel? I don't get it. Like sometimes shit'll be looking so bad for the woman, but it's like husband dead. Like, damn, what the fuck happened? People would cast a lot. They be like, we thought for sure you were going to die first. I'm like, nah, like he croaked the other day. Yeah, he long gone now. They playing Bone Thugs and Harmony at the funeral and shit. You like, damn, where the fuck this shit come from? And they just had the game go. Shout out to life, man. I don't do doctors anymore. Shit, I can't say I blame you. It's been a lot of people, like I know personally, like neighbors and family members, like it's always that fucking colon too. It's always, it be some weird shit. And it's always like, it's always a checkup just for the sake of getting a fucking checkup. It's never because you're shitting blood or you got some fucked up shit going on with you. Yeah, it's just always a checkup, and then, oh, you got cancer. And it's like, I feel fine. And then they start treatments, and now insurance is like, we can't cover you unless you do certain things. So now and then the doctors make you feel bad about not wanting to go through certain treatments. So you just giving the pressure, now you in chemo. Now you really fucked up. Now you got kids that were looking up to you. Now you on some Steve Jobs shit, like you had hair, but they gonna see you like that. And that shit fucking you up. People think they're like, oh, that's the cancer in the colon. They be like, no, he fucked up. And then they take your colon away because they're like, shit, we gonna do this before before it progresses. And then we remove your colon. Now you ain't got no butthole. Now you shit through your stomach. Now you shit through your stomach in a bag. Now your wife, that shit take a mental toll because she the one got to clean the shit, got to burp the bag and clean around the insert, make sure it don't get infected and shit. Now they doing all that shit. Now you go for a checkup, you go back, they're like, oh, the colon spread. And you're like, what the fuck? You took my colon. And now it's like, oh, we gotta do more shit now. You just gotta put. And then before long, man, the drug they give you, all that bullshit, it take your hair, you lose weight, you're frail. Kids look at you funny. You just like, damn, you just a shell of your former self. And then they're like, yeah, we done. And then you die, a whole bunch of hospital bills and shit. They calling every fucking week. You know, it's just always some weird shit going on. I don't trust no folk at all. Like, if I get shot the fuck up, yeah, send me to the ER. Go ahead, put me. I am not doing fucking checkup. Fucking checkup. Fucking checkup, dog. Just certain things you gotta know when to and when not to, man. But I don't know. All right, 222, y'all climb on in, man. It's like they said, we took his whole and shit in the bag, all be good. He was dead in a year. He lived an extra year to shit in the bag. Damn, that's pretty dark, but that's how. Yeah, I know a similar situation, and it's always like that whenever they take your colon because of cancer. You know, where's O'Darn and Little O? Little O somewhere out there probably making Little O money. I don't know what the fuck got going on there. O'Darn probably somewhere slapping somebody. I don't know. He did get that fancy job. He got a fancy job now, so he can afford to send me more money. That's what O'Darn is. Working a fancier job so he can send me more money. I like my crust to come with a touch of pizza in the middle. Yeah. I died 17 years ago. It's just no one noticed. Sometimes it be like that, Barney. Sometimes no one give a fuck about you. Sometimes you're just a nobody. You know how many people died that ain't in the history books? But they felt like they I should have been in there. I should have been in there. No one give a fuck about you. 2-pack a day. How you afford the cigarettes are $9 a pack in Arizona. Shit, yeah, that sound about right. I remember everybody was coming, everybody in the surrounding area from DC and Maryland used to come to Virginia get their cigarettes because Virginia had the cheapest prices. Like when I'm like you could get a pack of Newport 100s for like $3.55. Shit was ridiculous. Shit was crazy, son. And at that time, the same pack of cigarettes was $7 in Maryland. So people used to come out here and buy cartons. And then up in New York, they jumped to $12. So people in New York used to get the Penske trucks, drive them down here, and buy out a shop, get some shitter cars, and take them bitches back to New York and sell a cigarette $1 a pop. On their Griselda Blanco shit. Where's P. Diddy running off to? I don't know, but that nigga done for. Everybody already knew the shit. It's just the rest of y'all catching up. I mean, that shit old news for real. People been speaking on the Diddy parties and that shit old news. I got $5 for doing chores. I could buy a case of beer and a carton of cigs back in the 70s. Yeah. Yep. I seen a post too how somebody said their father was a mailman that could support a family of 5 and took his wife on vacations every year and shit. I do feel like we consume a lot more, and more things are more readily available in this day and age, and it'll never go back to being like that. It's a lot going the fuck on right now. Yeah, it's a lot going the fuck on right now. You got paid for chores, Watachi. Damn, your dad must have been working his ass off. Yeah, some children had it like that. Definitely not me and my kin. I mean, we were basically slave labor. Shit was. Wake up! Damn, it's 4:30. It's 4:30 on a Saturday. The fuck are we waking up for? Go outside, cut grass. Cut grass, do the hedges, reshiggle the roof. Just go dig holes for no reason. And fix the lawnmower. That broke ass lawnmower. I'm so traumatized by that lawnmower, that fuck ass push mower. That shit that didn't have the assist. The shit was not self-propelled at all. That shit weighed like 500 pounds. Hurry up! Like, damn, cuz it's still dark outside. Can't get paid for this. But for I don't know, for us it was just, for some people it's like their kids is chores to teach them responsibility for which they didn't get paid for. And then for other kids, I feel like It's an element of responsibility, but it's more about discipline, and you don't get paid for it. If that makes any fucking sense. Like, discipline on some shit where you doing it whether you want to or you don't want to. No one should have to dangle a carrot of paying you for you to get up and take care of what's yours. You know? And even, you know, even though the house wasn't ours, I mean, it was bought, you know, it was like we were a family unit. So it belonged to us. Our name was on it. Like our last name that was on that house. And we wanted it to look good. And nobody pays you to clean up your own fucking mess in the real world. So that's the discipline aspect. And I feel like other parents, it was more on some, you have a responsibility, but they got paid for it. It's like when you go to work, you got certain responsibilities you got to carry out and you get paid for it. But we were just more, it was, I guess, I don't know, maybe, I feel like it was more discipline. It was for disciplinary purposes. Not because we did anything wrong, but to instill that level of discipline inside of us. And I have carried that with me in my old age. And I treat my kids the same fucking way. I'm not paying them to do shit around me. I'm not paying kids to work. Fuck it. And then too, we was 9, 10, 12 years old. Fuck we was gonna buy. The fuck we were gonna buy? Hell no. I mean, you find other ways to make money, but I just say I'm not giving. I just told him that. I just don't know how to explain it. He's saying it in bird language. I don't know how to translate that to English though. Yeah, that. So that's where I'm at on that. I don't do allowance. Nah, it's basically you gonna get what you need. If you need money, I get it to you. But this ain't no tit for tat situation. If I tell you to go out there and get out there, and hey, that's what you need to do. You know, ain't no negotiating. When there's a salary involved, there's some negotiation. Let's negotiate. You bought a standard. Don't you see it in the thumbnail? It's a 2023 Bad Boy Revolt. Got 50 hours on it. 42-inch cutting deck. You see it. But damn, that's a nice trailer. That's a nice trailer. Damn, you like it? Yeah, I actually love it. And part of me wants to keep it. I love it. I cut the yard with it. I wouldn't do my backyard with it, but I'll do my front yard with it. But a little 42-inch, like if you're doing residential areas, you're going to fit through that fucking gate. 9 times out of 10, but some people, some maybe not all gates, but you get a 32-inch just to be on the safe side, but you're going to fit through, you're going to fit in a lot of areas. And yeah, I like it. Yeah, that was my first standard. I had to, when I went up there to get it, Like, cuz y'all like walked me through it. It was like, nah, it's like this. But I got it just like that. Well, ain't nothing to it. I'm still not used to it, but I can see its usefulness. And too, you can get on and off of it without the safety features and the interlock brake and all that stupid shit. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. How much to mow Owen's yard? Trade for mozzarella cheese balls. They say it keeps you more motivated because you aren't sitting. I wouldn't say that, but it does provide a level of. It is easy to get on and off. I can see why certain people feel like that. If you have like straight urban accounts where you got like gates, where you doing yards like less than half an acre, I can see why people would prefer it. I don't know why somebody would want a fucking 52-inch or a 60-inch deck on the stander. Because if I'm mowing a property that big, I would prefer to sit down, but I guess, I don't know, different people got different perspectives on it, and they have a different use for it than mine. So I'm just not seeing things from their perspective, but for the little bit of time I had the stander, I could see there's definitely a place for it. It's easier to load, it's easier to maintain, it's easier to get on and off of. You can leave it running with the brake off. I mean, all that. I mean, it's just like the little baby one. I can get through my neighbor's gate with that 42-inch deck, like just barely, but I can get through it. Yeah, it holds hills way better than a sit-down mower. And then too, if you're in a sketchy situation, you can just hit the kick plate up and you could just walk behind it. And you know, there's an element of truth to that, but I like acres, man. I just like, so for me it's sit down all day. But that shit nice. I like it. BG got Benjamins, blowing don't. Man, don't say that shit. I don't got broke as fuck. Don't do that. I'm very poor. No chicken. Veggie store. Online cult are so dangerous, guys. Be careful. That's the new way to cult, is to do it online. We have so much access to each other. It's like, who the fuck would just go the traditional route with a cult? Like, you're wasting money and resources at that point. Like, we just got so much access to each other. This shit crazy. Okay, thanks. I might test one out. Yeah, if you got a lot of urban accounts that's under half an acre and you just, you just want to zip, 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 zip. You just pull up the trailer, unload, and you just zzz, 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 zzz. Like anything under 30 minutes, like a job is going to take you 30 minutes. Zzz, 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 and then load that bitch up, you done. It's less epic than a zero turn. Zero turn, you got to sit on that bitch. Back that bitch up. If something in the way you do, gotta, unless you got the interlock safety brake, push the lever down, get up off that bitch, go on that bitch, then you gotta hit the PTO again, go on that bitch. I mean, I can see where a standard would save you some time, but not enough to justify the cost. They want an arm and a leg for a standard. My goodness, they want. Yeah, them shit's a lot of money. But y'all dying first over there on the East Coast. How the fuck we dying first? From who? Who is the threat? China? China gonna hit the West Coast first. They missiles can't reach all the way the fuck over here. China close as fuck to y'all out there on the West. Jake break, or I don't know what the fuck that is. Yeah, China right there. Japan, you gotta get past Japan first, but Japan, China, all that shit right there. That's still far as fuck. That Atlantic Ocean, that shit's something else. Shout out to the Atlantic and Pacific. I was born in a cult, Mormon like shit. Baptized in the temple for the dead homies. This is for my homie. This is for my homies. Well, see you when I get there. Nah, gangsta lean, nah, gangsta lean. BG hasn't heard about the missile that can reach all land. I haven't. I don't keep up with people missiles and shit. That's not what I'm here for. I'm not a missile watcher. I'm not a missile watcher. I'm not missile watching. I don't watch people play with their missiles, son. They were very upset, and they are good at hacking things like ships. Oh, maybe. I'm just not getting on the conspiratorial bandwagon with you guys on that. For one, I don't know shit about ships of that size. I don't know what the fuck. And I'm damn sure not going to research it because I really don't give a fuck. But that shit will fuck up a lot of trade. There's a lot of ships that was still out there that needed to get in. That shit fucking up a lot of shit. That's the only way into Baltimore. So they're going to have to take that shit down to either Newport News or go down to the Tidewater area with the shipments. And the shit can get crazy. But I don't fucking shit happen. People think, like, people get so comfortable in their systems that they feel like sometimes just shit. Like, this shit not infallible. Shit can go wrong just like that. It's just people put so much stock in their systems and that when something fuck up, it's just gotta be done by somebody else, or it had to have been, man, something, man, shit. I don't know. They didn't set the jake brake on the boat. They didn't, and you can see it on, I mean, that shit is crazy. The bitch had the video. Like, this bitch was out there at 1:30. This shit happened 1:30 a.m. and this bitch had a video of it. I'm like, bitch, you go in the house. Fuck is you doing outside at 1:30 a.m.? Buying drugs? Fuck is going. Somebody here, they was like, nah, that was the Google cam. I was like, you can hear the bitch breathing in the background. She talking. She narrating the shit while it's out. Like, man, this shit ain't, I don't fucking know. But shout out to Francis Scott Key. For those of you that don't know who, that's the name of the bridge, the Francis Scott Key Bridge. For those of you who don't know who Francis Scott Key is, they accredit him with writing the Star-Spangled Banner. The whole time that nigga was locked the fuck up on the boat. Like, shit, this nigga was, he was a captive on the boat, and he was just in between the bars watching shit pop off, you know, but he wasn't active or nothing. He was just caught up like shit. He was hemmed up. But yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to Lord, Baltimore, all them niggas, man. The British showed up. I still, like anytime you fighting a group of people on they, you're not fighting, like the British fucked up because the British could have won the Revolutionary War too. It's just they fucked up because, like, y'all not fighting Indians, man. Like, it's one thing to fight people on their home turf and have an advantage, but it's another, you fighting yourself. That's what it's like. British. Y'all understand these niggas we fighting is British. They know all our tactics. They are us. They're not foreigners. So then you gotta, when you gotta travel like 3 to 5 months to get to the battlefield by boat, like, you know, like niggas was famished. You know, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Like, and then like the Brits acted like they never did this before. Like they beat that, like like the Brits pulled more of an upset with the fucking Spaniards. But it's like the Brits, I don't know what the fuck, they just got, I don't know. It's just like they fumbled. It was like, we got, like, they were just overconfident. I don't fucking know, son. I don't fucking know. That shit doesn't make sense that the British would lose that, except for them niggas that call themselves Americans were British. One, they already knew how the fuck the enemy operate because they were the enemy. You had a bunch of Freemasons in the mix showing dissent on both sides. You had France, who was a factor with Freemasonic shit, showing dissent and discord on both sides. Then you had the Crown, who was just totally detached and just on some get it done. And it was just, man, y'all should have won that shit. Like the way y'all did Spain, but then y'all lose to yourself. The way y'all did India. You don't know how the Brits did India? My goodness, all the way the fuck out there. And you don't know how the Brits did Palestine before it was called Israel on the current map? Like, that shit. Like, the British did that shit. So for them to just lose to a bunch of British people who call themselves, man, that shit was crazy. But, you know, history gonna tell it how it tell it. But, you know, British were top dog then, but that was a multipolar world, same as it's moving towards now. That shit just doesn't make sense for real. I know what history gonna tell me. It's gonna be like the will of the Americans and the spirit of the fighting people and guns and cheeseburgers. I already know. Like I know everything about it. It's just something else was going on. There was a traitor in their midst. There was something, and it was a bunch of fucking Freemasons. It was not on some like Freemason, like on some like how the Jews, like when the Jews started the Freemason and all that shit, but on some playing both sides type shit. Like when it was some Jew, like the Brits, like the crown, there was a Judas involved with the crown, just sold them out type shit. I feel there's some other shit going on with that. How the fuck they take Canada, but they couldn't they done beat back the French and British people that call themselves America and then lose in a war. This shit just doesn't make sense. Like Great Britain basically conquered the fucking world, but then they lose to a group of ragtag individuals that acting like petulant children that want to rebel. Shit don't make no fucking sense. Not only is a bunch of petulant British people calling themselves America acting like rebellious children, those British people calling themselves America acting like petulant children being rebellious to the crown were surrounded by enemies. Spain was down this bitch. France was over fucking here. You had some miscellaneous Indian tribes that they weren't aligned with over the fuck here. And then you had the Brits encroaching here. So you mean to tell me these ragtag ass niggas who had an identity crisis and didn't want to be British no more, they just got busy with everybody? Shit. Nah, son. Shit don't make no fucking sense. I like the Star-Spangled Banner though. Shout out to Francis Scott Key and the rocket's red glare. Bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that the flag was still there. I get certain battles, but and then how the UK and then how Great Britain just was like, okay, independence, you can have your independence. Like them niggas never gave up. You know how savage Great Britain was? My gosh. My goodness, you know when the potato famine shit was going on in Ireland, you know what Great Britain told them niggas? Great Britain told Ireland, they was like, we still want. We still, like, they were out there starving and everything, son. And Great Britain was on some, nah, nigga, we want what's ours. They were gangbanging that shit. They were acting like Crips in the penitentiary. The Irish were like, yo, we don't even got it because it's like we suffering, like we got blight because we kept planting the potato and that shit just, and now it's blighted the fuck. If we got a famine, Britain was like, we don't care. Yeah, we want what y'all owe. We want ours. Or there's gonna be some consequences and furniture moving around this motherfucker. But then the transnational identity crisis Brits just beat those savages back like that. That shit doesn't, it's something that and they were transnational. They were just, we're American now. No, you're still Brits. Still had the accent and everything. They probably had the accent, they breeded the accent out. They were fucking everything when they got here. They was on some John Smith. They had a whole bunch of biracial, interracial children, whatever the fuck you want to call them, Creoles, everybody the fuck running the fuck around. And that shit don't make no sense. But all we gonna get over here is what's in the history book. They not really gonna they not. This shit just crazy. It'd be like Amazon conquered Brazil. No doubt East India Company conquered India, not Britain. Man, y'all climb on there. I got 2 more questions left. Then I'm gonna get up out of here. My merch look good too, man. Telling you, man. Come on now. You ain't never seen merch that look this good before. You ain't never seen no shit like this. Stop fucking playing with me, man. You know you want a hoodie too. But I'm not selling them. So you just gonna have to let it burn. Like the funding of the Civil War. Founding father came here for religious freedom, but what religion? They ain't come here for religious freedom. That was the Quakers and the Anabaptists. Unless you claim descent from the Amish or the Quakers or what's the other group? Then you can't say you came, the founding fathers came. They were born here. George Washington, they a product of a rebellion that was inspired through what some people believe to be the French Freemasons. But they were born here. And the people that came here, the English that came here, they came here for one reason only. Wasn't for religious freedom. The English people that came here, they came here because one, the Catholics were getting a foothold. The Spaniards were the first people to land on Florida, from Europe to land on Florida, and they started colonizing Florida. Then you had the Dutch, and you had the you had the Dutch, and you had the French that were out here in like Louisiana and going up through the Midwest and going all the way up through Canada. And then the English were like, shit, all the fucking Catholics are getting involved, so they like, we can't let. So they were on some. It had a lot to do with wanting to get a hold of certain opportunities before their enemies got a hold of it, and then to spread Protestantism. They were Protestants. This shit had nothing to do with religious freedom. The founding fathers, that is. Now they were born here, and then they grew up on some. After they were still colonies loyal to England. But then that descent, the whisper started, and it was like, you go ahead and be your own. Oh, you're not getting no representation out there, but how you still expected to pay tax? They were inspired. The rebellion was inspired against their own people by a foreign nation, which a lot of people believe to be France. So no matter how you look at it or not, whether you want the king, whether you want to be a king, that way your people come from. If you claim descent from Anglo-Saxon, English, that was your culture. And then the kids, you know how the youth, they grow up in rebellion to their parents and the traditional values. Yeah, that's what they did. So then you go get the George Washingtons and everybody the fuck else who was on some, yeah, fuck the other side, on they rebel shit. But you still had a lot of English people that were still loyal to the crown though. So, you know, this shit is not so cut and fucking dry. I mean, you can say the founding fathers are here for religious. This shit didn't have nothing to do. They were Protestants. The Puritans were Protestants too, but this shit wasn't. The Anabaptists, they got it the worst because they were hunted down in Europe, and they would, because of their belief in this is like the 1500s, the 1600s. And when I say Anabaptists, that's what the state called the Amish people. in Europe, they were just called the Anabaptists because they believed in baptizing the child when the child is grown up and you can make a decision for themselves. So the guy who's one of the guys who spearheaded that, who got that whole thing started was Jacob Ammann. And he and people that was following after his doctrine, they were hunted down by the state. And when the state caught up to them, since they believed in a baptism, a third baptism, then they would bind their legs and bind their hands behind their back and throw them in the river and watch them drown. That's how they executed the Anabaptists. So when they was like, yeah, the new world, the Amish was some of the first people on the fucking boat. The followers of Jacob Ammann and Simon Minnow, aka the Mennonites. Here's the people who follow him, but they just became known as the Mennonites. But they were called the Anabaptists before all that shit. It's just now they're named after the actual people who were figureheads with that brand of doctrine, and they in the state called them. You had Protestants, but then the Anabaptists, they were called radical Protestants. So that's when they fled over. They were really escaping religious persecution, and you can still see them today. They just live in the middle of nowhere, horse and buggy, all that shit. But yeah, ain't no fucking founding father of escaping religious persecution. That's bullshit. Nah, they were just petulant children. The hoodie, I know the hoodie fly. Fuck, man, look at the hoodie, man. Check me out, man. Come on now, you know you. Come on, man. Yeah. I don't care what type of woman you try and holler at. If you show up with one of these hoodies on and she notice you, she basically gonna throw her panties at you, son. You don't even gotta say nothing, say less. You just show up. Maplewood smoke cabeza for your cabasa. That sounds good though. Maplewood smoke cabeza. That's what's up. I don't want no nasty panties. What's wrong? Nah, that's just a euphemism for her heart gonna belong to you. Like she gonna throw panties like she gonna want you. That's just a euphemism. She gonna want you. Like on some rock star shit. That's on your merch site. No, I don't have a merch site. Gee, y'all wish I had a merch site. My wife still wants me after 33 years, but I will take one of those hoodies. Cause of like that and that the way it be. I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. But I got 3 more questions left and then I got manly things to do. And by manly things to do, I mean I gotta go back in the house and finish watching the anime One Piece. Come on. I feel ripped in this hoodie. My goodness, I feel swole. I feel like I've been hitting the gym. I feel good. This hoodie makes you feel good. John Deere was a Freemason. Well, shout out to the Freemasons. I did tell you, I don't give a fuck who made what and who was who. Aleister Crowley could have been behind John Deere. I'm still, if I like it, if I see something I'm like, I'm getting that shit. I don't give no fucks about that. I don't give a fuck what John Deere was. That nigga, he stamped my favorite color on the product too. John Deere is that nigga. John Deere is him. Fuck you mean? John Deere was him. All right, APB. L. Ron Hubbard trained John Deere. That's what's up. I'm still going to buy John Deere products. And I still feel like out of all the zero turns I've had, that John Deere Z735M was the most comfortable lawnmower I've ever been on in my life. And a close second is the John Deere Z540R. I haven't had a Ferris yet with the suspension they got on they shit, but I had the bad boy with the full-way suspension pucks on they shit. Nope. I had the Toro, the X-Mark, my ride suspension with a platform suspended from the chassis. Nope. Man, it's just something about that damn John Deere, man. As soon as I hopped on that John Deere Z540, I was like, ooh. Can't see him coming down my eye, so I gotta make this song cry. Then I hopped on that John Deere Z 735M. Tell me. Massey Ferguson destroys John Deere. That's why they green, because when they break down in the yard, they blend in more better. That shit don't make no fucking sense. And John Deere is the only American agricultural company that's still based in America. So I feel like if they don't get points for nothing else, they should get points for that. Everybody else went overseas. John Deere is like the only one left that's still American. But people was like, yo, the Rhino Ag got the, I'm like, man, Rhino, they own some shitter brands, but the Korean guy bought them. Same thing for shit could be made here, but as far as who owns the company, like that shit still here. So. Can you work on John Deere though? I can, because I'm not poor. I don't fucking know. I'm not interested in working on tractors, but they do have some side-by-sides. You probably need some fancy software to complete certain updates, or in case if it's throwing an error code, you might need a certain software to check it out that I don't readily have on hand, so you would have no choice but to take it to a dealership. But nigga, if you got a fucking John Deere that expensive and that new, taking that shit to the dealer and letting them work on should be the least of your fucking problems. Why the fuck are these dumbass farmers? Yeah, I said dumbass farmers. crying about some shit. You bought this shit. You bought a 2025 John Deere 1835R. The inside of that bitch looked like a spaceship. And you mean to tell me your problem with it now is that you can't work on it yourself? After forking over $4 million for it? Fucking farmer, crybaby ass nigga. That's why John Deere called them niggas crybaby ass niggas who don't own their own equipment. I cheered. I was like, yeah, get their ass, John Deere. Tell these niggas how it really is. These niggas out here taking out these ginormous ass loans. Nah, John Deere, they said that shit in the lawsuit. John Deere, over the right to repair shit. Nah, they had it right. If you buy some shit for $4 million, don't expect to be able to work on it. Man, I'm sorry. And if you really that pressed over working on your own equipment after spending that much money on something, then you need to go to the top and pay for the software to work on your shit. Just go ahead and hit them up like, yo, man, how much, Jake break, man, hit them up like, yo, how much for the software for the scan tool that I'm gonna need to diagnose my shit, and then pay for it. The fuck is you crying about? Sick of everybody fucking crying, man. I still feel them though on the right to repair issue. I'm still rocking with the farmers on that one, but the farmers are fucking retarded. This shit's fucking stupid. No, I'm not just gonna roll over and give you unending gratitude and respect because you're a fucking farmer. You're being fucking retarded. And then too, you know it ain't the older farmers who've been doing this shit 8, 9 generations. It's these new farming ass niggas. Ain't no fucking experienced farmer gonna go out and buy a machine that fucking expensive. They still got old ass Massey Ferguson equipment. You remember watching Smallville? You remember what was always in the background when Clark Kent was in the barn? A Massey Ferguson. The paint was coming off it, but he was out there in the field. The shit did his job. Shit ain't had no navigation on it, satellite, none of that shit. So, man, it be these new age farming ass niggas call themselves farm. They just hop in the game and grow soybean and then want to complain about the equipment. And like, nigga, you shut the fuck up. I'm not trying to hear that shit. I don't feel sorry for you, nigga. Half the cars on the road are leased, not bought, and it's like that by design. And then too, people are more into people. That's why you got certain older. They gonna look at the price of a car, be like, damn, how come the price of cars going up? Because nobody pays for them anymore. So of course it's gonna be an astronomical price behind it. No one's paying that. They leasing the shit. All people really give a fuck about is monthly payments. $339 a month. $600 a month. Where you work? I work in construction. I can afford $800 a month. I'm a crane operator. I can get this F-150. Ain't nobody looking at the 100. They don't give a fuck about that. And then when people get sick of it, they're gonna trade it in and get the new thing. And then the people that engage in this behavior be the same people running around online talking about, you will own nothing and you will be happy. We got to do something about it. Oh, crybaby ass nigga. That's all. This shit ain't hard to figure out once you... This shit's simple. People keep fucking crying about stupid shit. And that's how I go though. As soon as somebody go to the dealership and get something, in their mind they like, I'm only gonna keep this for like 3-4 years. People do it with lawn care equipment. You see these mowers that cost like $10,000, $12,000. You see them on Facebook Marketplace in 3 years, and they want like 7, 8, 9,000 for it, and that should have had like 1,500 hours on it. Cause that's how they do when you ask them what's the reason you selling it. They're like, oh, my lawn care service buys new equipment every 3 years, and sells the equipment after 3 years. And then nigga with these cars, they do the same shit, man. Man, it's the way of the game. And then people, they looking at the monthly payments. It's the same thing with the mower game. It's the same thing with the car game, trucks, tractors, and all this shit the same. Nobody's buying it anymore. You like, how you afford, how you looking at somebody, you like, how can you afford a $14,000 commercial zero-turn lawnmower? It's like, well, because first of all, I didn't pay $14,000. I'm paying $499 a month. It's a big ass difference. It's a big ass difference. Man, look at the merch. Where the Hodge twins at, man? I want to merch off. I want to merch off with the Hodge twins because they merch not cracking like mine is. Hodge twin merch ain't cracking like I mean. They ain't fresh as I mean is. Come on, man. And check them out. And I got the sweats on. Stop playing, man. Stop playing. I got the sweats on. And I got the sweats on, man. Stop playing. I watched my truck burn up. Looking for a good car now. The market is shit for used right now. No, it's not. You just gotta know where to look. A lot of people want to run to the dealership and check out their used car inventory on their used car lot. You know how many desperate people out here? First of all, man, you know what's coming up? April 15th. You know what happened April 15th? People need to pay their taxes. You know how many niggas out here need to pay their taxes, but don't have the money, don't know how the fuck they're gonna pay IRS, but they need to sell some shit. You know how many cars up for sale right now? They're gonna put it up, oh, 10, 12,000. Man, you talk to these motherfuckers, you like, I got this shit to that, bro. I come up there 7,000 right now, cash. They be like, niggas selling shit all the fucking time, man. Private. And you really talk to people and not a fucking machine. Them boys at the dealer, they ain't gonna be able to work with you but so much. There's gonna be a whole lot of delegating, man. When you show up in person and you talk to somebody and they got a feel for their situation, and you make an offer, man, 6 times out of 10, they likely to accept your offer. It just is what it is. You just gotta know it's not what you do, it's how you do it. This shit ain't. They always saying shit like the used market is shit right now. No, it's not. You just gotta know where to fucking look, and you gotta know how to carry yourself. You don't know. You don't. It ain't just about knowing where to look. It's knowing how to look. And a lot of people don't have that skill. So what I need you guys to do is head on over to my website and sign up for my 9-week class. Each class is 9-week class, one a week, and each class is $700. But the takeaway from that is you learn so much. There's a lot of information I want to give you guys. And you know you can trust me because I got these fingers moving like this. The caring fingers. Just go sign up, okay? You spend $700 on a fucking Steven Crowder ticket. You can send Owen Benjamin $700, but you can't invest $700 in your future for financial gain. You don't want to spend $700 to figure out how to climb the ladders of economic and financial succession. Just come on over to my website, man. My team over there gonna take real good care of you. Enter my promo code now. Look at my merchandise, man. Stop fucking playing with me. This sexy ass merchandise right here. Hope I can find a private sale that's good value. A lot of people scared of private sale to go private with the sale because they feel like the person selling. People naturally trust when you go up to a building, brick and mortar, beautiful. People in there look good, got good haircuts, cleaned up cars on the lot. You feel like you're gonna be taken care of. You feel when you go in there, you feel like you're in good hands. If you don't know no better, just really it just and they speak the lingo. They get behind the computer. Sure, we'll help you out. What are you looking for? You sit down. You don't fucking know. You like how many kids do you have? I got 4. Like, oh, okay, we got a minivan. We got the Honda Pilot in. You know, like, they're gonna try to get you in. Like even the used lot, man, the used car salesman. But people feel like buying from somebody like me. Like when I was selling my Jeep, or just somebody, a homeowner, or they feel like they gonna get the short end of the stick. A warranty isn't tied to it more times than not. They just so they're gonna go to the little dealerships off the highway type shit. People have trust issues, but I'm here to tell you, I bought every vehicle you've seen me with. All my vehicles I've ever gotten in life, son, I bought privately. I've never gotten a brand new car. I never leased a car. I paid off for all my vehicles outright cash right there on the fucking spot, son. From private people, everyday people like you and me, not an institution, not a corporation, not a dealership, not a garage, not a pawn shop, just everyday people on the block, your neighbors. All of them. And I fared better than people I know that went to the dealership and got their cars. This shit. People sit around all day looking for cars to flip. So many immigrants around making money in every way. Yeah, they gonna make that money. A lot they do that car flipping shit. And sometimes they'll come up on a good deal for something and it worked because that person really needed some money in their pocket immediately. And 9 times out of 10, these guys come in with cash. Or at least that's how I do with mowers. Like I ain't coming to bullshit. I ain't coming to sit up here and talk and ask you a bunch of questions. You got it. I want it. I'm coming to buy it. Hit the PTO. Make sure ain't no hydros leaking. I don't give a fuck what it look like. I clean that shit up. If I see this shit and I want it, I'm fucking getting it. Just people be on it, but people don't. A lot of those guys, they really don't take care of the equipment they get. And sometimes sometimes you can get burned if you don't know what to look for when you dealing privately with certain individuals. And yeah. I bought guns for years the same way. Man, that shit gave me fight. If I get caught with a gun, I'm going down. That'll be the end of my future cult. If I get caught with a gun right now, we gonna have to put our plans for my cult. We're gonna have to table those cult plans that we have for the zombie apocalypse, because I'm gonna be in some shitty trouble. I'm being some shit, and I know not near one of you niggas gonna come to my court date. They gonna be like, "What BG? Oh, like, oh, that nigga got court today. He up in there, so and so." Be like, "Oh, I hope that nigga pulled through." Anyway, back to Salty Cracker. I can have guns, I just can't get caught with them shits. It's a difference. And no, Judge Billows, I don't have guns. I don't believe in gun rights and none of that shit. But I can have guns. Shit don't matter. You still have some of those hoodies for sale? I never had these hoodies for sale. And they aren't for sale. Severe duty. Mm, 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 mm. I got 3 more questions left. Don't buy a Ford, they are breaking down. I can say that about anything. All that shit breaking down. Yeah, all that shit breaking down. Speaking of trucks, the worst truck to buy now is a Chevy Silverado. Because of the shit just, they're rusting like shit. And then the lifters and the fuel injectors are going out like shit. So, yeah. But all of it, after that, all of it's equally shit. Rams, Fords, Nissans, Toyotas. People buy Toyotas, they ain't no fucking different. You got Toyotas blowing ball joints on the highway from the factory. You got Toyotas from the factory with head issues. This shit crazy. All this shit crazy. There's no safe space. People think they gonna get to a safe brand there. There is none. All this shit right now is dangerous freedom, son. Yeah. So that's what I tell anybody, man. You better get what the fuck you like. If you like it, you better get it. Cause all this looking around, seeing what it, all that shit got issues. At this point, you just gotta pick your poison. You gotta pick how you want to die. If you looking for a truck right now, pick how you want to die. Ford, gunshot. Ram, drown. Toyota, fire. Chevy, poisonous gas. Nissan, Mortal Kombat fatality. You gotta pick how you want that. If you like it, fuck it, go out in style. doesn't sound very positive. Well, I mean, if I had to go with one, I'm going with the Ram. This has been the least problematic vehicle I've ever owned, and it had some shit on my. I bought the Ram with 190,000 miles on it. For 11,000, I paid cash for it. I gave the guy 11,000 cash, and bought a vehicle with 190,000 miles on it. You know how many people would never dare do that? But people like me know the miles don't fucking matter for real, for real. Like, I watched my sister get her Nissan from the dealership, and when that shit hit 50,000 miles, transmission went. Folk down the street got a Kia Sonata, and that shit had like 20,000 miles on it. But when he got to 45, that shit was always in the shop. He was riding around with the loaner car. Like, yo, what happened to your car? Like, oh, the shit having an issue with the timing chain on it. I'm like, man, that shit don't mean nothing. The higher up you get in hours, especially with a problematic vehicle, the more chances that the previous owner has fixed a lot of those issues, and it just got to a certain point where they got sick of dealing with it. But a lot of little bullshit that add up, and a lot of the major shit is already taken care of. So I done put like 7,000 miles on the truck since I got it, and never had a fucking issue. Never. The coolant, you can monitor the transmission temperature, the oil pressure, and the coolant and all that on one screen. And I sit there when I'm towing and when I'm going long haul up and down the interstate, I'm sitting there looking at all the data. My temperature for the coolant never shot past 210. My transmission temperature never went past 190. The oil temperature never went past 230. All these things that's important. The oil pressure, important as fuck. Oil pressure never went above 60 and never went below 35 at idle. Man, you good, man. Shit good. You just gotta know not what to look for, but how to look for it, you know? When I see something that's good, I go in there and I check it out, and I hit it with the scan tool, and like, boop, boop, boop. Shit good. Something simple, too. Don't got all that fancy shit on there. Whole lot of room in the engine bay, you know? I saw that new Hurricane motor is going to have an oil sensor instead of an oil dipstick. They already look away most transmission dipsticks. Now the oil dipstick is going away. Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild. But people gonna want it because it's an inline 6-cylinder. And you know the inline 6-cylinder fanboys, they just swear by them. It's better balance. It got better balance than the V8. Could the bitch say like it did? It does. It's better balance. Okay. Okay. It does. It look. Matter. I ain't even gonna hate on it. It does look promising, except they slapping a turbo on it. But what is a 3-liter inline 6? Is it like the displacement? I mean, and they putting it in trucks. It's like, I don't know, but it sounds cool for a car, but it got some shit of torque. It got more torque and more horsepower than the Hemi. So you know they going, you know I ain't gonna talk shit until the shit get here and people see what it's made with. You know what's going on, and that could be years from now when people just breaking down, but. Me personally, I'm not buying anything with a turbo in it. People like the Europeans know how to do turbo. They've been turbocharged better than America, but to put the turbo supercharged, I don't want none of that shit. I don't want nothing that's supercharged. But I go for something supercharged over turbocharged all fucking day though. Yeah, give me something supercharged. Give me the Hellcat. Give me the Demon. Give me that Dodge Demon. I want that shit. That bitch. It's a Hemi that's supercharged. That shit got the fan belt, got a unit right there sitting on the motor, and that bitch got its own thing. It's forcing air in the engine. That shit just forced induction type shit. That's what supercharged is. It's way different than turbocharged. That shit, man. I go with supercharged all fucking day, but I ain't doing that. I'm not doing nothing turbocharged, man. This is the last year for the Hellcat. Oh yeah, that's done. All that shit done. That's the last year. This is the last year for no, last year. They still got some in stock. But last year, I believe January, not January. Yeah, like January 1st of this year, they ceased production of the Dodge Challenger and the Dodge Charger. That's a wrap. Stellantis is not playing that shit. They got them European EPA standards out there, and they are sick of paying heavy fines in Europe and America for these gas guzzling shit. That's why they getting rid of the Hemi too. They getting rid of the 5.7 Hemi, and the 6.4 Hemi gonna be next. Stellantis ain't playing. Europe ain't playing. People just think this shit got to do with the car man. Man, this shit Europe. You dealing with Europeans, and Europeans are religious about climate change. All that shit, son. Like, y'all think the EPA is bad? Nigga, it is bad. But that shit they got in Europe? Nigga. Son, on cheeseburgers. That shit like 20 times worse than our EPA. And if you got a Chrysler product, you gotta deal with this EPA, America, and European standard. They got a different name for it, but that shit crazy. That shit wild. See, when you dealing with a Chevy product, when you dealing with GM, with GMC, Buick, Chevy, Cadillac, all that, man, the government owns that. Well, they don't own it. It's just back in 2008 during the recession, when GM, the company was going bankrupt, the government bailed them out. So the government gave them a bunch of money, but it came with, it came with a bunch of, you know. So the government owns Chevy, GM, Cadillac. That's government shit. So they got the EPA, you know. But Stellantis owns Fiat, which owns Chrysler. So now it's like, and Stellantis has been trying, like, they just got a new CEO and everything. They try and balance out. Like, yo, Europeans are wild, son. Like, they don't play that shit. They don't play, yeah, Europe is like California times 10 with that whole agenda, all that shit. Chrysler said they don't even want to have Stellantis, all their brands. If they can't get with the program by 2030, they're going to get dropped. No gasoline engines, all that shit, they going hard. Turbos for me, and I'm not one of the only countries. And in Europe, they do the turbocharged shit because they've been doing it, because they have smaller displacement engines. Like this, like on the Audis and Volvos, they had like a 1.5 liter fucking 4-banger, but that shit, they got a turbo on it to try to give it some power. That's what the Europe been on that shit. Out here in America, they just do V8s because they just like, nigga, V8. Fuck you mean? It's just a V8, nigga. But America, America phasing out the V8 shit now. I see it coming. because the 6 cylinders make more power than the V8s now. Because they slapping turbos on them. And then when you got shit like the EcoBoost blowing on the Ford F-150 with the EcoBoost blowing out the Ford F-150s with the 5-liter Coyote V8, is like, what's the point in having a V8? The only reason to have a V8 now is just so you can hear a rumble in your exhaust, and people are over it, or so it seems. But that shit, the 3.5 liter 6-cylinder motor in the F-150 outperforms the 5.0 Coyote V8 engine. The same engine they be putting in the Mustangs. That shit, man, that little 3.5 just blow that shit out the water. It's like, what the fuck? And then too, it's just for emission. That's why Chrysler, when they did the Hemi, when they redesigned it after the initial Hemi, they went with 16 spark plugs to try to reduce emissions. It was like, oh, so one fire right after the other for emission purposes, because they were getting slapped with fines. So they just kept going back to the drawing, and they just like, fuck it. They was just getting hit with fine after fine and paid. They paid like $2 billion in fines last year. Like, just for having this product between Europe and America. So they like done. And then they had to buy EPA credits from Elon Musk company, Tesla. So they just like, Stellantis, they on some, yeah, we done with this shit, man. I had to pull it out so y'all can see the hoodie. BG, does your Ram have the original battery in it? I'm not sure, because I got it like 7,000 miles ago. But I had to look. I doubt it. I mean, my Ram, it's a 2016. So I highly doubt it's going to have the original battery in there. My BMW has the original battery in it, and it's a 2010. But then again, that's $1,000 battery though. When you replace that battery in that BMW, there's extra shit you gotta do. You gotta, that shit'll throw a whole bunch of error codes. Because you got different modules. You gotta buy a battery from BMW for that shit too. You can't just get a battery from AutoZone. That shit got a module on it. Nothing is made to last anymore. It's playing obsolete. Except me and my Gator. My Gator was made to last like shit. My goodness. Man, that Gator almost older than me. It's not, because it's a 99. I was 9 years old when that Gator was made. And here I am at 34 years old now. And that Gator is still fucking here. Not only is this Gator still here, this bitch got the original engine in it. And this bitch start up faithfully every fucking time. I got one more question. I heard the BMWs have 2 batteries, the one in the engine compartment and in the trunk area. Is that true on your X5? No, I can't speak for newer BMWs, but I don't even think that's true for newer BMWs. It's just one battery and it's located in the trunk under the floor pan. You gotta do extra shit to get to the battery. You can't just lift up the fucking floor pan in the trunk area. This shit, like, it come with tools in the back and everything. You gotta like pop out some fucking clips, and they tucked that shit in there like they were hiding Easter eggs or something. I don't know what the fuck wrong with them. But nah, it's just one battery on the X5. I got it's a 2010 too. But what's under the trunk, what's under the hood is a positive cable coming from the battery in the back that you could put jumper cables on. And if you lift up the tab, it's going to have a positive mark, and it's right there by the coolant tank. It's going to say positive. You flip that up and you put the positive cable on that, and then of course you put the ground clamp to a chunk of metal or something in the engine bay. So you could jump start the vehicle without having to dig out a whole bunch of shit in the back and trying to get to the battery that's buried all the way down in there. But nah, it only got one battery though. What's up, Mary Mortar Red V2? What up with you? I got like 5 questions left. I'll answer 5 more questions and then I'm gonna start talking about my merch again. That's how you used to holler at girls when you were young? Well, maybe not some of y'all, but you just used to be posted up. But like back then, girls didn't really trip off after being catcalled. Like, y'all be posted up. You be somewhere profiling shit. How you doing? How you doing? And we used to hit her with the how you doing? She be like, boy, bye. Or she turn around, give you a smile, give you a kick. That means that you can pursue. Like that turn around and then that means you can pursue. That means she wants you to pursue. I don't know what the fuck these bitches out here mean today. That's why I say I don't know how to give dating advice. I don't know how to give approaching advice. I don't know how the fuck you supposed to approach a woman today just randomly. How you doing? I don't know how the fuck. Excuse me, you looking real cute. I don't know what the fuck you supposed to say. I don't know. If we had a code, it was a standard. Like, you knew, like, even when you was with a group of guys and shit, you never went, you kept on code. If she gave you the look and the smile, man, that was you. One of y'all break, I'll be like, man, I'll be right back. I'm about to go get the number. But it how you doing? And y'all sitting there, y'all popping, cat calling, whatever they call it, and she don't give you no kick it. She don't turn around. She just put her hand and she just, man, you don't mess with her. She not interested. You know? She just sit there. If she start power walking, and like not power, but just, you don't do that shit. This shit, the game fucked up right now, though. I don't know how the fuck. That's because everybody meet online, I guess. So, you know. so you don't have to experience rejection in real life. This shit takes a load I have. Like we ain't even have the internet when I was coming up. We couldn't holler at girls online. How you doing? And she boy bye. You be like, oh fuck, I got rejected, y'all. Like, nah, we got rejected in real life, up close and personal. Like you as a man, as a youngin, up and coming, you knew how to deal with it, and you knew how to move the fuck on. It's like that's why some guys now they experience rejection, and that shit just be on a screen, and they just shit. They don't learn nothing from it. They don't. That's why the fuck they be in everybody DMs. It just be random niggas. You so beautiful. Just be in the DMs. She done told you to stop. You still in the fucking DMs. You still yo when you gon' hey yo ma when you gonna come suck my dick ma? Hey, you just be on it, bitch. You be typing this shit like you don't know. Like the dating websites have made people soft. My wife's car costs $465 to fix the brake light. My wife's car costs $1,700.80 to fix the headlight. And you can't go to AutoZone and get a bulb. That shit, that fucking Xenon, that shit built in. The headlight got a computer on it. It's a fucking computer, son. You can get an aftermarket one for about $1,300, but then you're gonna have to take it to the BMW dealer and have them program it. Which of course I can program it because I got the scan tool. Crybaby ass farmers. That's neither here nor there. But I have a scan tool. I can program just about anything except keys. But yeah, that shit expensive. No, the porn sites have made people nasty, and they watch, the more nasty they get. I mean, shit, we had porn back in my day too. I don't feel like we was all like that. Man, sure. We had all that. We had all that shit. We didn't have all that porn when I was younger. Man, that goes back in your day. I know back in my day. I know with me, shit, I'm not prude. I'll talk about it. I ain't gonna sit up here and be holier than that nigga. Passion Cove on HBO, Cinemax. This shit, it was softcore though. But still, they out there, you sit out there playing with yourself. They get out there. And some of y'all be like, like, nah, they're acting like y'all ain't had that picture. Acting like y'all ain't have a picture of Jamie Lee Curtis that y'all used to get it off to. Sitting here judging me. They was all over that shit. Cinemax had some wild shit that used to come on, and I was there for it. I ain't even gonna hold you. That shit, it was just so epic back there, because it was like, oh. It was like 1:30. You see the shit in the TV guide. Shit, you see more butts. They're like, what time it come on? Come on, 1:30. You be like, I'm be asleep. Set your alarm. Wake up, sneak in the family room type shit, and watch see more butts. That shit was nothing. But yeah, the shit today, that shit just wild, son. Like I never like this shit crazy. This shit is crazy. You do got a point though, cause this shit they crazy. But we still had porn. And you know, Yeah, I remember we had the TV guy. That TV guy, we used to get it. My mom used to get it in the mail. We'd be looking at the TV guy like shit, flipping through the pages, trying to find the naughty shit. You flipping through the TV guy, you be like, damn, Ed and Eddie gonna come on all fucking day. What is this, a fucking marathon? You see all that shit. We used to get the TV guide, and it'd be right next to the Jet magazine. And I remember my mom used to get the Jet magazine and look at the Jet Beauty of the Week. My goodness. I remember Maya was Jet Beauty of the Week, and one of them shits. You used to have to lick your finger. Your mom would be like, why are you reaching for the Jet magazine? Mind your business, Mom. You had to flip that bitch up like this. You had to do like this. So it could come out straight because it'll fold out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. The XXX movie theater is on the corner of the drive-in theater property. They tore it down and put up a Sambo's there. It's like you had to work for it though. You had to work for that shit. But yeah, I can see. I'm not saying it's not a problem with porn and relationships and how certain people interact. I'm just saying I think it's more to it than that. Because we still had that same shit, but we still have healthier interactions with females. But I don't fucking know. I don't know. Each generation gonna have their own struggle, man. They gonna have to come up with their own answers. Man. We had our answers, and the answers were right there in the TV guys. The channel was right there, Cinemax. That shit. Right there, just like we're not getting cinematic, we go right there. HBO was freaky as fuck after 1 a.m. That shit was freaky as fuck with Passion Code. That shit was like Sandra Brown novel. You be like, these bitches freaky, but it was like MILFs getting it on. It was like they go to an island and find love. And it was just like they would. This shit was crazy. It was crazy, but it worked. It was enough. It was enough to go ahead and choke your chicken and go to sleep. It was good. That was good enough for us. Man, we weren't really into all that crazy shit. PG, when was the last time you made a pizza with tomato paste instead of marinara? I don't know, but y'all seen my pizzas on my YouTube shorts. Y'all see how they come out. Do them on the grill. My wife makes them. My wife mixes the sauce. Rolls the dough, does all that shit. And I cook that shit on the grill with oak wood. No one fucking with our pizza. No one. No, I don't give a fuck who out there calling themselves a homesteader talking about, oh, my wife know how to do that and put that together. I don't give a fuck who out there talking about they using all natural ingredients. I don't give a fuck about Papa John's and his council of foreign relations. I don't give a fuck about none of these people online y'all watch. Ain't nobody fucking with my pizza. No one. And not a nair, not another woman out there fucking with my wife cooking at all. Period. Not my mom, not my sister, not your favorite YouTuber wife, not them niggas over there living like house on the prairie, making everything from their garden. I don't give a fuck who it is. They not fucking with her cooking. Nobody fucking with my wife cooking. Not Barbara Bush, not Hillary Clinton in her prime, not no one. No one. You fucking hear me? No one. Stop fucking playing with me, man. And check out the merch. Yeah, check out the merch one more time, man. Stop playing with me, man. You see it. I know you see it. Yeah. Yeah, you like that, don't you? But you can't get it because it's not for sale.